Today we're going to talk about the Inuvion ion chromatography system. So we have two ion chromatography instruments. One is dedicated specifically to anion analysis, and the other is dedicated to cation analysis. We also have an autosampler here for all of our sample vials, which will allow us to run samples without standing next to the instrument and doing manual injections. So the Inuvion is a basic ion chromatography instrument. At the top, we have the eluent, and then inside, all of the components that are accessible. What we end up doing with our ion chromatography instrument is we put our samples in the autosampler. The autosampler pushes the sample to this splitter, which then sends half the sample to the anion instrument and half to the cation instrument. You'll notice that the tubing from the splitter goes into this 6-port valve. That is known as the injection valve. And what this does is it allows for a certain volume, in this case 25 microliters, of sample to be injected into the instrument. And so the injection volume is the same every time. It is based on the volume of this loop. The way the injection valve works is we have the sample that goes into the sample loop, and then when the sample is ready to be run, the injection valve switches and it pushes the sample that's in the loop into the column. Now the column is found behind this black box. We can take this off. This little column right here is a guard column. And the guard column protects our working column, which is the longer column, from getting clogged and things like that. These are cheaper. You can replace them more readily. But our analytical column needs to remain pure and clean. Once we have our sample injected into the column, the separation process begins. From the column, the sample goes into this device, which is called a suppressor. We're going to come back to that in a minute, but I want to point out that our detection system is conductivity. This is a conductivity detector. The sample will go into the conductivity detector and eventually comes out and goes to waste. So our eluent, in the case of either the anion, or cation, contains ions. So this one contains methane sulfonic acid. So it's going to have H+ ions in solution, and then the counter ion. These are going to have carbonates. So all of these have charged particles, charged ions, and so they will be conductive. So what the suppressor does, so that our detector doesn't essentially detect these ions in the mobile phase, the suppressor removes that sort of background conductivity from the sample run. Okay, so it uses ion exchange, it uses some ion mobility to remove the background signal. And that's the suppressor. So that's this. So here is the ASDV autosampler. We can lift up the cover here, and you'll notice that there is a large sample carousel here. This actually will hold up to 50 sample vials. I'm going to press this carousel release button, and that will allow me to spin this carousel. These are numbered, which might be hard to see on the video, but this is 1, 2, 3, and we can stick sample vial in just like that. Before we run it, we want to press this carousel release button. It's on the back there, which moves the carousel into place.